Mommy alert. Guys, over the last few hours, Bitcoin has plummeted to the 0.382 fib retrace key level here, right about roughly 34,000 US dollars. Is this the bottom of this move? And can we expect a bounce higher? Or in fact, is there absolutely more dumpage in store? And now we're on day 5 of testing this last level of support here, guys. We're going to be diving in on what Bitcoin is doing. And more importantly, this chart is absolutely pumping, which is heavily contributing to Bitcoin's decline. Let's jump in. Welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, Samuel Savage, and we have so much to be jumping into with these Bitcoin charts, as Bitcoin is in some sort of a free fall, but it has bounced at one of our most important levels on this fib retrace. And in fact, we did get rejected off of 40,000 US dollars. So is this good for Bitcoin? Is this bad for Bitcoin? And more importantly, why? Why oh why is the DXY pumping? We're going to be getting into that, and where can we expect some resistance and a rejection for the DXY over the next week, which would undoubtedly lead to some massive gainers in Bitcoin. And does this downtrend with Bitcoin give us some room for some alts pumping? We've already seen a little bit, but will we get more? Wow, so if you guys love gainers, make sure to hit that like, subscribe, turn on those post notifications so you get these time critical updates when we upload them. And without any further ado, let's jump in. Pumpage, dumpage, and then some pumpage, guys. Bitcoin's been all over the place, but as we talked about a few days ago here, it's still consolidating just within this key level, which it's been doing the entire year of 2021, which is now over 2 weeks, and it's still within the two major fib levels that we've been talking about. So realistically, not too much has happened. It seems pretty drastic, going a few $1,000s here and there for Bitcoin's price, guys. But if we just take 1 minute to zoom out, realistically, nothing that we haven't talked about over the last week has happened on these charts, basically. If you remember, after our last massive dump, which pretty much ended on January 11th, so 4 days ago, that day we were talking about the most likely scenario that we'd probably just trade within these two key fib levels for a decent amount of time now, and we've been continuing to do that. We did revisit the 21-day moving average multiple times over that initial dump, 3 days in a row, and today we came extremely close, but we didn't even get down to it. Before we get into that, guys, I want to say as well, a lot of these altcoins, okay, a lot of these major altcoins have not even gotten pulled back to the 21-day moving average for these coins. Chainlink did. It was one of the exceptions here. Ethereum did not. Ethereum got very, very close to it. But we actually see this kind of repeating with a lot of different altcoins as well. And this early in a bull cycle, especially when compared to Bitcoin, guys, seeing altcoins come down almost to their 21-day or bouncing at their 21-day moving average, that's a very good sign, period, right? Whatever altcoin you're looking at, if you're looking at an altcoin and for the most part it has very similar structure to, say, Ethereum, then overall that coin is doing decent, right? There's nothing overtly bearish about visiting the 21-day moving average whatsoever. And this obviously doesn't apply to every single altcoin, but it does apply to a lot of the top altcoins. Many of the major altcoins it does apply to. And as well, guys, as we talked about yesterday, one of the deciding factors of this rejection, right? We said we could break new all-time highs if we come up to this level here. We said 40,500, and if we break it, then we have a really good chance of breaking all-time highs. But what we said specifically was that this level was support for about like 2 months during this entire run-up about 1 month during the entire run-up from the middle of December to 42,000. So from 20,000 to 42,000, this was a very key level of support. And it flipped as resistance. And that was basically the entire point of yesterday's video. We said there would be a good chance that we would shatter all-time highs if we were able to break above this line, which is roughly 40,500. And guys, we never got to that. The highest we went to was roughly 40,220-ish or something like that. So we got very close, but we clearly got rejected. And that was the main thing you want to be watching for. And now, what's going on these daily charts, from what I understand, is after we got rejected off of this level that was long-term support for this entire parabolic rally, basically, after breaking the $20,000 3-year all-time high, after getting rejected there, we came down to this level of support, which we've also had on here for about 10 months. You guys know this line, I'm sure, if you've been watching these videos for months or however long you've been watching. We've been talking about this level of support, and that's where we bounced again. And as well, if we even just take like the fib retrace, right, from the high of about 42 to our low so far, we bounced right at the 0.382. Which was our next big level after breaking out of like the key golden pocket area, the 786 to the 618 roughly, which we did break out of. We opened up there yesterday. We went up, got rejected right at this line, and after we got rejected at this key fib level also, you see we have a pretty big red daily candle, but there's a lot more to the story. So before we go further with Bitcoin, the DXY is having one of its best days in months. And this was something we talked about specifically in yesterday's video as well. Okay, we said if the DXY holds the 21-day moving average and bounces here, Bitcoin is going down. And we said conversely, if the DXY doesn't hold this 21-day moving average and goes below, then Bitcoin has a really good shot of breaking all-time highs, right? And what did it do? It bounced at the 21-day moving average. So from that, you can gather most likely Bitcoin is going to dump. And if we go to the daily chart, that is exactly what happened. Bitcoin dumped. So a lot of things going on in these charts, but for the most part, again, one of the simplest things to look at is just to look at what the DXY is doing at these critical levels. Now, with the DXY, what can we project over the next few days here? As you can see, we've gotten, over the past few months, we have gotten back above the 21-day. You can see it held for support here. It even breached the 50-day moving average for the DXY, 91.7 to 94.7. Huge for the DXY. It doesn't seem like a lot of big numbers for people in crypto, but that's a pretty big swing for the DXY. And you can see we even had a bullish cross, quickly faked back out. You can see we see this a lot where we have a very quick bullish cross and immediately reverses within a few weeks on some of these longer time frames. Anyway, seeing something similar here, guys. Now, before we go any further with this, I want to ask you the question, fundamentally, is there any reason why the DXY should be strong right now? The US dollar index, is there any reason why we should be confident in it? Is there any reason why it should be pumping? Is there any reason why its value compared to the other currencies that it's compared to with the index, like the yen, the euro, the franc, all of those other currencies? Is there any reason why the US dollar should be gaining in value compared to those currencies? No, I mean, I see absolutely no reason why. This to me is just a dead cat bounce or just some sort of a fake out bounce. Even when fundamentally things are not looking good for different charts, sometimes they still pump before they keep dumping anyway. So overall for the year 2021, the trajectory for the DXY would make absolutely no sense if it did that, right? We always have to be aware of what's going on, and we can update it day by day and look at these charts daily. But realistically, I personally think we should be revisiting this 21-day moving average soon. Whether it's a few days, whether it's a few weeks, I see no fundamental reason why the DXY should bounce here. The Fed is committed to unlimited money printing, and that is not good for the value of the US dollar, especially the US dollar currency index, the DXY, when it's compared to these other currencies. There's fundamentally no reason why there would be any strength with the DXY. So what I say about this, be patient. Overall, the trend most likely is down, but it's been going down for quite a long time. So if we do see over the next week or so, if we do see continued bounce here, most likely it's not going to amount to anything long lasting. And ultimately, to me, this would come at a perfect time for Bitcoin because, again, if we get a bounce here with the DXY, if this keeps going up, let's just say maybe like a week or two. I really doubt it's going to keep going up over like on a monthly time frame. If we do get a bounce here before ultimately making new lows down here around 88 instead of 90.7 where we are right now, if we do that, what that's going to be able to do is let Bitcoin cool down, potentially come down to some lower levels, but even more likely consolidate sideways within this type of pattern over the next week, maybe 2 weeks. Get altcoins to get some value, right? A lot of altcoins actually doing really well today, specifically Chainlink set a new all-time high today at $21.30. But ultimately, yeah. And even looking at the weekly chart, Bitcoin has been overextended on this weekly, insanely overextended. Right now, even after this correction we've gotten over the past week, it's still at 85 on the RSI. Okay, where Bitcoin was pulling back to and finding support in the last bull market was down here on the 70 line. And right now, even after this pullback, we're still at 85. So there's still plenty of room where we could correct in the short term before continuing higher. And ideally, guys, if you want Bitcoin to have an insanely strong bull market, that you want to last, maybe throughout the entire year of 2021, then this is what you want. You want Bitcoin to consolidate here. You want it to reset some of those insane indicators like the RSI on the weekly chart. Absolutely insane. You want that to reset. So that's not a bad thing. Now, does that mean Bitcoin's price could trade sideways or go down a little bit over the next week or two? Yes, but if you want Bitcoin to appreciate in value and go to 6 digits, then this needs to happen. But with that being said, this is one of the strongest levels on these shorter time frame charts, right about the $34,000 level. If you guys remember about a week ago, I specifically said $34,000 was going to be the pivot point of this move, and so far it has, right? I've had this like blue box drawn in here for a while now. And as you can see, that's exactly where it's bouncing right now. You can go back and watch older videos, but I personally think that this downtrend for the day is most likely done. But overall, we just want to maintain the 21-day moving average. Let's talk about a scenario that would not have that happen, though, where let's say we would come down lower. let's say, again, now people are speculating that this could be another Head and Shoulders. Again, I don't think it is, but because remember, everyone was speculating about this one, and it didn't break down, and now I think people are speculating about this. It's from what I can tell, it's not a Head and Shoulders, but let's just play devil's advocate and say that it did dump down to a target of about, breakout target would be about 24,000, but more likely it wouldn't get that low because the 50-day moving average is right around 26,000 US dollars right here, the 50-day moving average. If that would happen, again, as I said, that is exactly where I will be longing the market and buying more Bitcoin also. As I said, I have not been buying Bitcoin over the past few weeks. I've been buying some Ethereum, but not Bitcoin because of how high Bitcoin has been. If it came down here to this level, the 50-day moving average, if it came anywhere in the mid 20,000s, then yes, I will say with 100% confidence, I would be comfortable buying Bitcoin and opening a long for Bitcoin at these levels. Wow, so if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to hit those likes, subscribes, and turn on those bell alerts so you get updated when we post time-sensitive videos or live streams. And thank you to everybody who stopped by the live stream. Those live streams are going to be dedicated to live streaming, so I don't really care if they have a lot of value after they're not being live streamed. So basically, those videos aren't meant for you to go back and watch after it's not already live. So I'm going to try and tailor that content more towards specifically being live. But again, over the next month or two, as I transition to a new house, things are going to be changing with that and the content. So yeah, right now it's still kind of scuffed a little bit. I'm still getting used to it. But yes, if you're interested in trading as well, make sure to take advantage of our Bybit bonuses below, up to an additional $620 limited time using our link below when you deposit those certain amounts on the Bybit website. And experienced traders only, and if you want to support the channel, never trade more than you're willing to lose. This market is extremely volatile, and it always has been.